Quite a common complaint I hear these days is that, you know, games are so boring these days. They're just not the same anymore. But mate, you got it all wrong. You gotta start thinking outside the box a little bit. Here, let me explain. So this box here represents current games, right? And what do you think of when you think of current games? You think of shit like Apex, Fortnite, Valorant, Warzone, Siege, or even League of Legends if you're some kind of fucking weirdo. Now there is this rumor going around that humans only use 10% of their brains. I believe this where the problem lay. If humans were able to use the other 90% of their brains, they'd be able to look up here, which is outside of the box, and you'd be able to see older games. Now what falls under the older games category, you may ask? Well, Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2 is a game based on the synergy between man and machine, and what it can accomplish when both parties utilize each other's strengths to dominate the competition. In these circumstances, the machine being Titans and man being pilots. Titans are basically these huge fuck-off mech things that roam planets in pursuit of glory against the enemy, and pilots are you. Not you specifically, but who you play as. Pilots are called pilots because they pilot Titans, and Titans are called Titans because, well, Daddy Respawn said so. Pilots are linked to Titans via their helmets, which allows them to have back and forth communications, sort of like a walkie-talkie, or what noobs would call a radio. Fuck you if you call it that. Now here comes the cool part. Get this, the pilot gets to hop in and control the Titan. How good's that?
朋友是一个坚韧。
This allows for complete and utter decimation of enemies in a plethora of different ways, such as laser rifles, rocket launchers, railguns, and my personal favourite, the sword. Wow, that is just incredible. You there, are you in the middle of a Titan battle? Are you low on HP? Well, fear not, let me introduce you to the terrorism route. If you spam whatever button you have set for it, I'm pretty sure it's fucking A or something, your pilot will flick a switch in the Titan, causing yourself to eject from the seat while also turning the Titan into a suicide bombing device. Osama would be proud. Also, in regards to Titans, call me psychotic, but bludgeoning grunts is one of the funnest things to do in them. To me, it's almost like watching those oddly satisfying videos. But instead of cutting up fruit, it's stomping on innocent lives. Now, something people do that confuses me is comparing Titanfall's movement to COD Infinite Warfare? No, shut the fuck up. Your opinion is wrong. Titanfall 2 is based off a heavily modified version of the Source engine, hence the game's speed hopping ability. This game probably has the most fun movement out of any FPS game ever. Unlike Infinite Shitshow, it actually has some really good wall running mechanics. You can also wall jump, slide, B-hop, and once you get good at all those, combine them all to become the ultimate pilot you are destined to be. The movement also helps to balance out Titan vs pilot battles. For example, if you manage to hop your way onto an enemy Titan's back, and I'm not talking doggy style, you can yank out one of its batteries to deal a fat amount of damage before zipping away with ease. After doing that, I recommend using your newly developed skills to joust the Titan with your charge rifle. Pilots have quite the arsenal of weapons to choose from, if I do say so myself. Most of the weapons are pretty standard, minus a few laser guns like the Devotion and the L-Star. Which really should just be called the W-Star, since you will fucking not be taking any L's with that thing. Terms and conditions apply. This gun excels in one thing and one thing only, and that is converting human flesh into strawberry iced confectionery drink. I'm actually kidding, that gun is a complete load of shit. A lot of the guns in this game do not require you to aim down sights, since the recoil won't change. Some guns even perform better and are easier to control hip firing, like the R97 and the Volt. By the way, you should definitely give the R97 a go, as it's essentially an F-35 fighter jet compacted into a pocket-sized SMG.
Let's do this.
So to wrap it up, use assault rifles if you're a Chad, the Kraber if you're a god inside of a human body, or should I say, the Spitfire if you can't use the Kraber, the Car if you're an ultra virgin and just get no pussy whatsoever, the Alternator if you're a mega chad, and Grenadier guns if you like things that go As for regular grenades, just use them, especially the fire star. That shit is fucking awesome. The rest of the guns are also pretty alright. Make sure to try them all out.
Please.
Boosts are another cool addition to pilots used to spice things up a little. As you can see here, there are quite a few to select from, all of which are fucking good as. However, if you do end up deciding to select the smart pistol as your boost, I am going to drop a Minecraft anvil onto your nuts. But if you would like some recommendations, I'd personally say amp weapons, map hack, and holo pilot are all pretty good. However, if you're feeling a little bit adventurous, I would recommend selecting dice roll as your boost. This is perhaps one of my favourite parts of multiplayer matches. So when online matches finish in regular FPS games, you know, nothing too crazy happens.
Yo, mama finna beat the fuck out you. She on the way with the belt now, bitch ass.
My mom said I can call you an
However, in Titanfall 2, there is a phase called the
Epilogue.
This is where respawning is turned off, and the losing team must retreat to the dropship in a time span of 20 to 40 seconds to escape the planet in order to still reap financial gains. The winning team must deny them of that at all cost, either by nuking the living fuck out of the dropship or by eliminating the losing team before they can board it. In regards to the dropship, there's this cool exploit thing I do where if I'm on the winning team, right, I'll try grapple into the dropship and crouch behind the losing team to try and escape with them. But since you're not supposed to do that, it ends up sending you flying out of the map, which I don't know, it's quite cool. Overall, I do believe more games should have a feature like that, sort of like the dropship. I don't fucking care how it's done, but game devs, listen up. So if so far you like the sound of it and wanted to play, I have some good and bad news. The bad news being that the servers are complete and utterly fucked beyond repair, apparently. The good news is that the community has fixed this problem by creating their own client for the game. Yep, it has literally gotten to the point where the player base had to fix the game instead of the devs. Good job, guys. This is done through the use of private servers using the Northstar client. It's about 4 steps to download and set up and has servers all around the world. So if you want to play Titanfall 2, make sure to install this as well. I'll have a tutorial or some shit linked in the description. Check that. The campaign this game offers actually blew my mind. Similar to my penis, it's what you'd call short and sweet. The campaign can be finished in under 4 hours pretty easily. While not being the largest of feats, it's definitely one of the greatest. So I don't actually want to spoil the campaign because it's just that good and worth playing. Like, trust me, please play it. But to sum it up, it's the good guys, the militia, versus the bad guys, the IMC, versus the bounty hunters, the apex predators. And they're currently in a war over land full of high value natural resources. So it's pretty much just like the government in any fucking rainforest that contains the slightest bit of oil. So at the end of the campaign, there's also this huge cliffhanger that points to the possibility of Titanfall 3. I can't spoil it, but if you know, you know. But the leaks are very mixed and EA hasn't been particularly transparent about the possibility of a new game. No surprise there. And also allegedly can the development of Titanfall 3 to blow all that money on creating Apex Legends during that Battle Royale trend we had a few years ago.
Oh, fuck you, faggot.
The fuck you say to me, you little shit!
Which, look, I fucking love Apex, but look, fuck off. I would have preferred Titanfall 3. So the reason I think Titanfall 2 died is because there is no rank-based competitive mode. Nearly all FPS games have a ranking system with ELO and cool flashy emblems, which make the game a whole lot more fun. This is because it adds stakes and something to work for, giving each game meaning instead of just running and gunning with no purpose. I definitely think this could be a huge factor, not the main cause, but just a big fucking chunk of it. There's also a couple other theories people like to believe in why the game died, but honestly, who fucking knows? The game might actually just be a piece of shit and there's like 10 people that like it, but I swear it's not. Check the Steam ratings, they're overwhelmingly positive. Overall, do me a favor and just try this fucking game, you won't regret it. Subscribe for 10 extra inches, and I'll see you later. Bye.